One of Charles Manson's own followers later said the Cielo Drive massacre was carried out specifically to terrify one man. That man was Doris Day's only son. Doris Day was born Doris Mary Ann Kappelhoff in Cincinnati in 1922 and became one of the biggest recording and film stars in America through the 1950s and 60s. Known for her wholesome, all-American image in films like Pillow Talk and Calamity Jane. Behind that image was a far more complicated personal life. Her first marriage to musician Al Jordan was marked by alleged abuse, and she gave birth to her only child, Terry, while already planning to leave him. She raised her son largely on her own, and he later took the surname of her third husband, producer Martin Melcher. Terry Melcher grew up around the music industry and became a successful record producer in his own right, working with the Byrds and building close ties with the Beach Boys. In the late 1960s, he lived at a rented house on Cielo Drive in Los Angeles with his girlfriend, actress Candice Bergen. Through his friendship with Beach Boys drummer Dennis Wilson, Melcher was introduced to an aspiring musician named Charles Manson. Melcher heard him play, wasn't impressed, and turned down any recording deal. Manson did not take the rejection well. In January of 1969, at his mother's urging, Melcher moved out of the Cielo Drive house. Doris Day had grown uneasy after her son described some of Manson's unsettling behavior and pushed him to leave. Months later, the home's next tenants, director Roman Polanski and his pregnant wife, actress Sharon Tate, were murdered there by members of the Manson family, along with 4 others. Investigators later learned Manson had returned to that address more than once looking specifically for Melcher, unaware he had already moved away. The aftermath followed Melcher for the rest of his life. He testified before a grand jury, lived for years under real fear that Manson's followers might come after him next, and rarely spoke publicly about that period. He went on to have a long career in music, later producing hits including the Beach Boys' Kokomo, and stayed close to his mother until her death in 2019. Doris Day spent her career known as America's sweetheart. Few people ever knew that behind that image was a mother whose instincts, according to those who knew her son best, may have quietly saved his life.